Well, I accidentally clicked it forward to this text box while I was sending out the recording, and then when I tried to load it back, I accidentally saved over that, so we just forward one text box. That to be what it is. Could you please quit the rest already? Alright, fucking louder. And the caller here. The heck? I'm telling y'all, it's best for y'all to take the club clean. The South has their lips sealed tight as the power continues the tenacious negotiations. Please let this not go longer. If you're not going to cooperate with the investigation, I must ask you to vacate the premises. Where the Sargani copper? Y'all couldn't even stop Mozilla's invasion. Not only did they secret raise a dire monster, but now that you've just tried to cover it up. Oh lordy. If I appear slightly way more tired during this session, it's because I am. Like I said, we haven't been raising any monsters here at the film plot. This was just gonna change each time she's talking. But ain't you sent it down Sargani yourself? Sure, I saw it, but it's not like we were keeping it at the film lot. Mind if we put in? This is quite a raggedy crowd. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. And John. Wait. What is his voice hard for me? Ah, you'll come to stay here for the master too? We're searching for a criminal, not a monster. Like she says, the darkness inside the criminal's hearts can be likened to a monster. Well, when it comes to killing people, criminals are much different from monsters. There's a problem. I can't let outsiders into the crime scene. These are all key figures in the case. I'd like them to be here when the investigation resumes. Agent Lang, regarding what you said about resuming the investigation, where do you intend to start? Fair question. We'll start by reviewing the case. Today, the body of President Wang was found here at the film lot. The president's whereabouts from 2 nights ago are still unknown. It seems he snuck out from under the eyes of his bodyguards and ventured outside. And that night was the last time he's seen alive. It was when he met you, Judge Courtney, on the roof of the Grand Tower. Why is the milk bottle shredding as well? So, why did you meet with the president? That I cannot say. You can't tell us, even under suspicion of murder. Okay, voice for John. How do I do a kid's voice? Can't say. Why not? It'll evolve. Miss Courtney, if you don't say anything, you'll not be more suspicious. She must have a reason to clam up. I think you're somehow involved in the president's assassination. The president's body was only discovered today. That still leaves blank of one whole day after Judge Courtney with him accounted for. Don't be so impatient. We're gonna fill in that blank right here, right now. The evening on that blank day in question is what's important. What happened to you last night? So, why don't you tell us, John Mars? His voice has changed, hasn't it? Me? We know you were here last night. What? John was here? Between that little Mrs. testimony and the footprints we found, we can easily prove it. John, you were rehearsing last night, right? You were spying on me. I'm sorry. I just came to check up on things. You really shouldn't be staying up so late, you know. Mind your business. Both of their voices are really too generic. Oh, I missed that animation. I think he got whacked by the hammer. John Marsh, that young lady was worried about you. You will not speak to her like that. Ah, laddie. I do not condone child violence, but I do find it hilarious. Sorry. How many times have I told you to be more mindful of the way you speak? Is it just me, or does Miss Courtney's personality seem kind of different? Well, I try to do her voice differently as well. She seems to be as strict with her own son as she is with those who violate the law. Are you listening to me? Why did I press it then? I was not finished reading that. Right. 2 hours later. You should always bear that in mind, no matter the occasion. Can't we get on with the investigation already? Ah, pardon me. What just caused you to get carried away like that? This must be her motherly side. Agent Lang, do you suspect John? All I want is the truth. I was the president killed. And I want to know who killed him. I'll do whatever it takes to find out. It seems the president was like family to him. John, will it be alright if he asks you a few questions? Sir, it's fine. I got nothing to hide anyway. Why am I so laughing right now? Oh, it's fun for me, I suppose. I didn't feel too great during yesterday's shoot, so I made a few bloopers. They're reshooting the scene today, so... Well, I decided to rehearse a little on my own, that's all. I do it all the time, there isn't anything out of the ordinary. We know the star bag was visible in the footage, and I believe the footprints were as well. You were rehearsing all alone that late at night? John, when I called you that night, you told me you were at the hotel. You called him? About what time was that? I believe it was around 11 PM. I require him to call me every night. That's our rule whenever he stays away from home. The truth is, I have set the family during that time. The villain music is back for her. So you lied to me. I'm sorry. Miss Scott is always angry. I think it's admirable that he practiced on his own, even if he hid it from his mom. I'm sure she was simply worried. Who knows what could have happened to him out alone so late at night? And in reality, he did get caught in yesterday's incident. But John said there wasn't anything out of the ordinary, right? Is that really the truth? Yeah, we can review that easy as all hell. But before that, let's press. I wasn't feeling too great during yesterday's show, so I made a few bloopers. Well, I think that's the best I've got to remember now. John, you said you didn't feel well. Could you tell me more concretely what was wrong? That doesn't matter. It just wasn't feeling well, alright? You weren't very well? Maybe you drank too much milk? What? How'd you... Ah, no, I mean, that's not it. I need to buy some more milk. Got the grocery store after this. So he didn't feel well because of his stomach. When I was young, I was taught that chewing milk makes it easier to just stomach. Chewing milk. Chewing milk. Alright. Okay. Oh, that's the best damn joke in the whole game already. Chewing milk. Okay, alright. This conversation is over. Anyways, I made a few bloopers. We can't look at the professor though. Oh, I was getting called right here. They're resooting the scene today, so... Hold it in the middle of your sentence. So they plan to resume the scene today, and you were practicing for that last night. My mistakes cause a lot of trouble for the people around me. I'm a pro, so practicing that much more is natural. He certainly does have an admirable sense of responsibility. John is incredibly dedicated to his craft. He didn't make even any major mistake in those bloopers. Are we talking about professionally produced bloopers right now? But he said it would make the movie just a tiny bit better. Shut up! You don't need to go blabbering about stupid stuff like that. I'm sorry. If only he was a little more cooperative, I have no complaints. Goodness. And a little less assertive. Anyway, that's what happened. Well, I decided to rehearse a little on my own, that's all. John, about your testimony just now. John Morris, don't I always tell you? If you're going to practice by yourself, you have to let me know beforehand. I know. My time to speak was completely stolen away from me. I shall ask you once more, John, about your testimony just now. But you know, John, I think that's really great. Okay. I bet putting you on an honest effort like that will make somebody even more talented. You'll go from a little thief to a middle thief, and then someday you'll become a great thief. God fucking damn it, Kay. Did I actually need to resize it again? No. I'll be doing my best, so you do your best too, okay, John? I completely lost it there. Now then, if I may... John, do you often rehearse in it that way? At long last, I finally got to ask my question. He wasn't listening. Maybe he was. He was. I don't all the time. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. And this last statement. There are no mistakes in that testimony, correct? Of course there's no mistakes. It's just a normal, peaceful night. Nothing else ordinary happened at all. A peaceful night? How can you say that when an incident like this has occurred? Okay, he's still a child. Please don't get seriously angry. So there was nothing out of the ordinary? It's not anything at all about the incident. That's the impression I'm getting. But isn't there evidence that shows something did happen last night? Yes, I don't have the time to waste dealing with the child's lies. We know that footprints were already there when he was practicing, and we also know that the bag that was in the best garage was there. Let's present the contradiction. Oops, Daisy. Yep. 1, 2, 3. It felt like more than that when I was pressing more statements. Wait. Hang on. There it is. The footprints are already here, as is that bag. With a very clear star. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. That's a lie, isn't it? We have evidence right here. Ah, could that be? That's right. It's the video you recorded of your performance. What? You tell me you have... What? Did you tell me you have video from last night? Didn't we discover that with Lang? I know. Exactly. And in this video, there's clearly something that is out of the ordinary. This is a monster's footprint. Why am I losing Lang's voice right now? Would you say that monster's footprints are commonplace on a film set? John, why did you conceal this video from us? No reason, really. Hey, Pop, this is no joking matter. You had a reason to hide it, right? John Mars, answer him clearly. But Mom... Well... I didn't want anyone to see me rehearsing. If I'm not 13-year-old, that argument makes sense. Write this theme. I really want to finish the case just to look at this theme up. Really enjoy that really bad. In other words, you're impressed about others seeing you practice. Yeah, got a problem with that. You're saying that's why you hid the evidence. John! Okay, I really need to work on my shouts. I did gumshoes well, but that's about it. Quit nagging me. You've already busted me. What do you want? Yeah, the footprints right there, but I just practiced and headed home. I can't use a camera to find those footprints. It's a monster, you know, a real monster. I thought it was just a part of the set. Besides, there's lots of other weird stuff around here too. It's suspicious, Chief. This game's really suspicious. Why are you two here? Yeah, right. The smell of the corpse contains right to here. Ah, heaven. Shut up. We're done talking. This is how many people ganging up on the little child? We have 2 prosecutors, 2 reporters, a mother, and an investigator, and a cloud-minded great thief. I'm not sure where gumshoes right now. We're not done here yet. Yeah, John is under a lot of peer pressure right now for a little kid. What now? The monster's footprints weren't the only unusual thing that happened last night. Besides the monster's footprints, what other unusual things happened last night? Are we talking about the long neck, or the eye? I'm guessing the neck, and I always theorize as to what that neck would be. Do we even have that in evidence? Do we? I do not believe we do. Okay, well, what do we fall back on? What do we back on? I mean, are we talking about the murder? Right, obviously. I know how I overlooked that. This shows what happened here yesterday. Oh, fuck. And that's what exactly does it sound. You don't understand, do you? You're still a child after all. And it's bit my tongue. I need some guy who's less intelligent than a child telling me that. Oh, it seems that wasn't it. Where did we move? What happened last night? Like one more time. Yes, I want this child to make me a fool of me any longer. Why are you getting so worked up about that? Anyways, just what was it that happened last night? The murder, which is what I was trying to say. Oh, that's really possibly cut. Damn it, what's with me resizing things recently? First open last night. Right. This is so many things happened. Oh, come on, now that's not unreasonable. He was forced open last night. That's... Okay, this one isn't on me. Unless I'm forgetting that we've already established something about that. There's nothing more here, right? So the bag is there, but that's not on... Oh, there's two or something here. Oh. I don't know what the... Okay, what in the fuck? What have I overlooked that? That wasn't... Was that last night? Right. Like lots of things that have happened in last night, so I'm really not sure what we're talking about. That won't make as much sense. What container? What did I click on? Cannot keep this recording straight. I should not take like multi-week long breaks. That's my biggest problem with this game. This is not the auction. It's not the lock being forced open last night. That's not the murder. Ah. Also last night, like, what other unusual thing? Come on now. A monster's head fell from the roof of that building. Surely you must have known about that. I know anything about it. Is that true? I told you, I just practiced a bit and then I went back. I know anything about Mozilla's head falling or anything like that. But do you have evidence to show that I know something? There certainly isn't any evidence of that. It's also possible that it fell after John had already gone back. If there's no evidence, then, like I said, we're done talking. It seems that John doesn't really want to talk about last night. Could he be hiding something after all? Wait up. Agent Lang? It is as I thought. Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor. This video backs up my logic. Huh? Is there something in the video that's related to the case? Yeah. Take a good hard look at the monster costume in the top left. It's unzipped and there's a bag behind it. The Mozilla costume? Do I compare with the one over there right now? Yeah, come just here. Just quiet. It looks like he's just hanging there limp though. Limply. I've never seen limply. And the zipper on his back is zipped up tightly. Did I feel like I cracked both the idea of a body being hidden in that costume at some point. I may have not read that last one out loud. I did read it though. Zipper on its back. What? This compress? Well, I'm not pronouncing that word apparently. Yeah, the difference is plain to see. In the video, the zipper is clearly open. Thank you for finally addressing that. That's right, someone was inside. What? Mr. Powers, is the custom zipper usually? You usually zip that tight when it's not in use. Mr. Prosecutor, do you remember? My logic from before. 2 minutes ago, God deposed the president off the roof and killed him. Afterwards, he snuck into the film lot and to hide the body. In here? Wouldn't it be easy to hide the body in a costume up behind all this equipment? And all she had to do last night was retrieve the body. You're saying the body was hidden inside the costume? Yeah, that's right. Judge Courtney. Some time ago, you put the president off the roof to the cadaver. You then hid the body inside the monster's costume. I did no such thing. Say what you want, but you're the only one who could have done it. Well, that would have already been proven impossible. The film was locked at the time. That's really weak evidence though, like ladders exist. Judge Courtney could not have entered this place. And what if there was an accomplice? What if there was an accomplice? What? I'll tell you my reasoning, so listen up. You're saying that the kiddo opened it for him, her. When the president was pushed off the roof, John was waiting at the film lot. If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved. The 2 of them then hit the president's body. So you're right now accusing the child as well. He's really hell-bent on catching her. Inside that monster's costume's over there. You think this crime had such an elaborate plan? To take the life of a nation's president. And an elaborate plan is expected, don't you think? John would never take part in such a crime. You really won't be suspected. Your words don't carry much weight. I wouldn't think those 2 had such a motive for something like this, though. Well, maybe they had a motive that we don't know about. You were the last one to meet with the president, and you're still keeping it a detailed secret. Don't you think it's only natural that you're being suspected? Judge Courtney, is there no way for us to tell us your secret? My apologies. I just cannot, no matter what. However, when the time I can talk about it comes, I will surely let you know. So, if you could, please. Believe you? Is that what you want to say? That's what all criminals say. And you, Pop, if you've got an explanation, hurry up and spit it out. I didn't do nothing. That's all I'm saying. Not even trying to be protective of his mother, goodness. Both mother and son won't talk. You're not gonna defend him like this. If he's actually told him that, that's quite immature. It's true. Judge Courtney's actions are a mystery. However, we still don't know whether or not that ties in with the motive for murder. Yeah, that's right. The motive for murder can wait. For now, let's talk about the situation surrounding the crime. And the fact that these 2 are the only ones who could have done it. When the president was pushed off the roof, John was waiting at the film lot. Agent Lang, don't tell me you're saying John was an accomplice. John still looks like a grade school to get here. He's even got a kitty backpack to boot. How could he be an accomplice? This is no way. Like I said, John's only in the middle school and the backpack is part of his costume. Lancy says. No matter how young the cop, never pity an ungrateful pup. He may be a little brat, but a villain deserves no mercy. So Mr. Lancy didn't make any allowances for age. Mr. Prosecutor, You're not just defending him because he's a pup, are you? Of course, that was never my intention. I shall present suitable evidence in due course. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. My logic's just getting started. If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved. I forget, but I don't recall having spotted the contradiction yet, until I actively looked for it. How would that resolve the problem? I'll figure you have asked that, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, it's actually quite simple. Listen up. First, that woman pushes the president off the roof. She pushes him off. Then the brat, who knows the combination for the lock, unlocks the film lot. I see. The combination unlocks the brat. You are not listening. It's the opposite. That's all it takes. With this, the problem is that the lock is solved. Your theory that she couldn't get in because it didn't know the combination no longer flies. Regarding the lock, that certainly is a possible explanation. Agent Lang, thank you for your clear explanation. Please continue with what you were saying before. If you're gonna give up, you better do it now. The two of them then hit the president's body. Supposing those two were accomplices, why would they have needed to leave the body hanging there for the entire day? Why don't you give it a rest and take a good hard look at the reality? Thanks to the trickery, our investigation has been confused up until now. Doesn't that answer your question? Got it. Those two ate the body. Inside that monster's costume over there. In the video, we cannot see the inside of the costume. Can you really say for certain that the body was placed inside? We don't know what the cause of death was yet. You'd think if his body was placed in the costume, which it probably was. You'd think that I would leave DNA evidence. Yeah, I'll give it that much. In that case, why don't we try examining it? The inside of that costume, there might be some traces left inside. Now you're talking my language. Mr. Powers, maybe examine the inside of the costume? Sure. Those are not his voices. So sure, go ahead. But my clicks think since I said a lot in there. This is incredibly dirty. That's strange. Was it used to carry dirt around? From those hoof prints? That's strange. Why can't I remember his voice? That's strange. Regardless of exotic intent to using it so the sweat doesn't damage the costume. Definitely his voice. Isn't this just proof that someone besides you used this costume? I'd say that dirt from the body probably got into the costume. The president's body did fall on top of the monster's footprints. That must be where the dirt came from. I'm satisfied now. Good as my right eye hurts. There's a dirt inside the costume. It must have gone there when the body was hidden inside. So, dirt got into the costume where the body was hidden inside. Wouldn't that mean that the dirt was transferred from the body? Ha! I Isn't that obvious? How else would you say it got there? Yes, that's like everywhere inside the costume. It looks particularly bad on the chest area. He has something on his chest. Dirt on the chest. We cannot overlook this fact. Mr. Langslot doesn't make sense. Indeed, with those two work on this, the crime certainly would have been possible. So it would be useless to argue that point. In that case, what should we do? Firstly, we should have Agent Lang explain his reasoning in more detail. Oh, he's already had that. Let's do out more information. Wow. Okay, those are the statements. Oops, daisy. He's not really dirty, that's the thing. There's something yellow on his chest, but he's not dirty. Okay, that would hang on, that would... I believe it, in this picture right here, I believe that's the president wearing that costume, right? So let's say that there was some sort of liquid in the costume that had been spilled. Something sticky around the chest area. Some of it gets on the president's suit and he fails to clean it somehow. So if the president gets the stain from that suit, then he exits it. Then later on, when the suit becomes exposed to dirt for whatever reason, dirt sticks specifically to the sticky part in the center. That would make sense. So like that. That would then imply that and prove that the president left whatever DNA evidence he left in there before he was murdered. So he's not really dirty, that's just the contradiction here. I should not be recording this tired. The dirt got onto the costume and the body was hidden inside it. Is that really the case? You have a problem with that. There is a fair amount of dirt inside the front of the costume. Yeah, that is a lot of dirt. However, I would like you to focus on the state of the body. The body is in. It is lying on top of the dirt, and yet there's no dirt on the front of the body. If the body really was inside the costume, then it's strange that the front of the body isn't stained with more dirt. Well then, how would you explain it? How did the dirt get inside the costume? From the video footage, just realized that someone was inside the costume. But just who could it have been? Where have I seen that? What's the matter, Kane? I just feel like I remember seeing something like that. Look at this dirt somewhere before. The Blaze's gloves or something I was thinking. But where was it? There were these bits of grey fragments mixed in with the dirt. Grey fragments? No, I'm lost. It does seem to be something other than normal dirt mixed into it. Something must have gotten stuck in it, and lots of it might I add. It's not the pieces of the knife, right? Sure, that's really not. Something's gotten stuck to it. This may reach a closer look. Where did that dirt Where did we see dirt that looks like that? What's the connection inside of that costume? Goodness. No. Here we are. Well, this dirt has some clay bits mixed into it. And I love it. We found an item belonging to a certain man that was covered in the same type of dirt. That is to say, these gloves. Those dirt stains certainly look the same. But tell me, just what exactly is this grey substance? This grey substance is plastic concrete paint. Concrete? Plastic. Plastic for the garbage makes the garbage dump makes sense, but yeah, I wouldn't call those black bits. I'll be honest. Oh, grey. They got that kind of grey. Either plastic because we're saying it's when it comes to garbage dump, or concrete because we're saying it from here. Looks more like plastic to me. Yes, I believe it's plastic. Your thoughts? Huh. Yeah, that's not very convinced, Mr. Prosecutor. So very clearly wrong. Put more bang into your claims, like you usually do. Oh, That's from my opinions on the matter. I'll tell you right now, that's definitely not plastic. So that wasn't it. Let's take another look at the crime scene. That'd be the most likely thing to have stuck on it, right? I should have just gone for the most obvious. Alright, if you folks not thinking on that, the answer is coming naturally. Concrete. This grey substance must be fragments of concrete. You mean the stuff that got it out around the master's footprints? Exactly. Meanwhile, who do these gloves, which are stained with the same kind of dirt, belong to? Oh, I remember. We find that Blaze's place. What does Lang know about Blaze at this point? Earlier today, we went to Blaze's garage. There, we discovered these dirt-stained gloves. Come to think of it, there were also hammers, shovels, and other tools placed inside as well. Why would mechanics' gloves intended to be used on machines be covered in dirt? If we broke the concrete with the hammer and then dug into the soil with the shovel, then it's only natural for dirt to like that to only get on the gloves. Then maybe, yes, the true nature of the monster's footprints has been made clear. It's possible that these footprints were dug up by Blaze the Best himself. It's possible. It's possible, you say. Please do enlighten me. Oh. I'm very clueless on this case, yo. Cause I honestly have no clue. Why on earth would he do something like that? Why did he make the monster's footprints? Thinking about it, the answer must be he buried something. But why in the shape of a monster's footprint? Could it have been because he buried something? He buried something? I smell treasure! So, why did he bury? If we want to find that out, we'll have to dig it up ourselves. You think the police would never have investigated that? There was absolutely nothing buried beneath those footprints. Oh, it seems I was wrong. In that case, we should assume the opposite. He dug something up. Now, what would he have dug up? That's interesting. He'd probably done something like this. Last night at this spot, there was something that place needed to dig up. For that reason, he broke the lock on the back door and sneaked in into the film lot. Using the hammer and shovel, he set off to work. But why in those shapes? Am I supposed to click? He placed the items he dug up into his bag before he could fill in the holes. Ah! That's when John came to practice. Exactly. Blaze panicked, and had no choice but to hide himself in the Mozilla costume nearby. To think you would do so much for just a pair of dirt-stained gloves. However, all of this is merely a possibility. There's still no proof that he was the one who was hiding inside the costume. For all we know, he wanted to let it steal once he finished digging. On the contrary, such proof does exist and can be seen in the video his bag. When this video was recorded, Blaze was definitely inside the film lot. What? I thought I can't blame Agent Lang for not noticing. The difference between the current film lot and the one with John's video, along with the state of Blaze's garage. It's all too clear Blaze was still here. Yep, there's the bag. What proves that Blaze was still in the film hut when this video was recorded? Here's one bag. Blaze is getting found guilty of everything right now. This bag placed near the costume. There was an identical one inside Blaze's garage. First the dirt on the gloves, and now the bag. It seems there is a connection. One by Blaze the best when he dug up the monster's footprint like holes. Okay. And that's my proof. Blaze was inside the costume. Falling asleep for sitting, that's not good. Echo, the president's body could not have been hidden inside it. Yeah. It seems I was able to refute Agent Lang's reasoning. Now what's she gonna strike with next, alright? Somebody's going to investigate Blaze's homework away, pal. We need to know what was inside the bag. Yes, sir. Oh. Your pipe doesn't listen. You've just been saying what works best for you. And noisy one returns, indeed. Could we not? There's the footprints of the mighty Mozilla. Speaking of what's convenient for you? Thanks, that's just some random hold dug up by some mouse code. I believe the true nature of the footprints has always been proven quite logically. Logic's magic, I ain't buying it. Say what you wanna. But I know what I saw, and I saw Mozilla. Is he referring to how she saw Mozilla out the window of the Grand Tower? Preposterous. Upon our journalistic souls, we ain't having none of it. That statement is an insult to journalists everywhere. Ah, that's right. There's more to them masters than just those footprints. I remember hearing that Sonny over there was seen with the monster earlier. I reckon that girl over there said she was herself. The whole neck communication thing. When these two are together, all meaningful task grinds to a halt. If we only know what the monster really was, I think those two would quiet down. I still think it was just the camera, but with like a rain protection over it, maybe. Is there anything we can do? The monster's true identity. We don't have much choice. Let's see what we can do. Is there something you're telling us about the monster? Nicole, ask him right now. Please settle down. Regarding the true identity of that monster, I don't really know what it is. Do you, oh boy? You want to say? That's right. The video John recorded provided the hint that I needed. What to talk about? Mystical Sarkodi. Mystical Sarkodi? How am I clicking on all the wrong things? When she went to check up on John's practice. At the time, she mistook something for Gordy. The camera, surely. The monster can be seen in this photograph. Because I see where's my mouse, why can't I find it? Over there. What? Ain't that just some old plain old souvenir photo? Y'all don't really think you can pull the wool over the eyes of a bro like me, do ya? What did Miss Nichols really see? As we mistook for Cody? The camera, please. This long neck. Naturally, Cody's true nature was. This camera crane. What? The video John recorded was shot from a fairly high up. A shot from this position would be impossible without a camera crane. But there no way Miss Nichols make mistake a camera crane for Cody. I wonder about that. Miss Nichols? Yes? Earlier you said the prescription for your glasses didn't match your eyesight anymore, correct? Yes, lately seems like my eyesight's suddenly got a lot worse. So, would you say that you weren't able to see Gordy very clearly in the dark? That's right. Its silhouette was all I could make out. But remember what Mr. Gold said earlier? Nah, what? Its skin was really scaly, almost like a reptile's. Okay, I'm gonna need to stop in any suitable moment at this point. Camera cranes ain't got no flash in them. That long skin. It's just a bare steel frame. Not necessarily true, at least in the case of this photo. However, last night it did have skin. You're just doing whatever you can to get in the way of our big scoop, ain't ya? That was not my intention. But since I've come this far, it's time to put an end to your nonsense. Cody's skin is right before our very eyes. So he was lifting Mozilla with the crane. The costume at least. Interesting. Why not? What is the top? I mistook that severely. Yeah, there's the top. This is the skin of course that Mr. calls some. As Mr. Cole noted stated earlier in her testimony, it looked like it was going to rain late last night. Well, it never actually rained. John still covered the camera came with a rainproof sheet. Which, to Mr. Cole's, looked like a monster skin. What? You can't be kidding me. Isn't that right, John? Man, you saw it right down. Not bad, old man. Unfortunately, the gold is that Mr. Gold saw was nothing more than a mere illusion. Not again. Looks like my dreams shriveled up and died once again. Mentor! Seems like things have finally settled down. I really hope that boy was hiding some. I really thought the boy was hiding something from me. Guess I had it all wrong. Now that you've figured out the true form of the monsters, everyone seems satisfied. Actually, there's 2 people here who are totally bummed out. Is us? Reasoning! Forensics. The body sensor. We got the results of President Swan's autopsy. Okay, this will just be big. Good, show it to me. Contusions and the bone fractures found across the body, resulting from tremendous pressure. So, this was the cause of death. In other words, he was crushed to death. I thought as much. The head can't be that heavy. Crime scene not updated by organizer. They're going with the theme of having the evidence still match up with the idea of him being crushed by a real monster. I like that. The yellow stain on his chest is undergoing an investigation. But it seems that gunpowder residue was found on his right hand. Sunflower residue? I didn't know the president was putting to gardening. No, gunpowder residue. Traces of it are left behind when a gun is fired. Since it had been found on his right hand, it's possible that the president fired a gun. A gun, huh? But we didn't find any guns when we investigated this area. Unexplained gunpowder residue. I'll have to look over the autopsy report later. Now then, Agent Lang, it seems we have our answer. The president did not die from falling off the Grand Tower. Rather, he died from being crushed under Mozilla's head. I can't deny it. Looks like Joseph was right after all. This means the suspicions for Miss Curtis will be cleared up, right? Yes. Not only the cause of death, but the time of death proves her innocent as well. Judge Gord met with the president 2 nights ago. However, according to the autopsy report, the time of death was at around 11 PM last night. Mozilla's head also fell last night. It matches up perfectly. That's a relief. Isn't this a bit too early to be relieved? Agent Lang. The president died after being accosted by Mozilla's head. That I will admit. But the problem is, who was responsible for the falling head? Mozilla's head fell last night, and last night, the one who was at the film lot was. What are you saying? Surely you're not implying... That's right. You killed him, didn't you? John Marsh. That puppy's hiding something. He was at the scene where the body was discovered last night. He also saw the footprints. And despite that, he still claims he knows absolutely nothing about the incident. Isn't that a bit too convenient? These footprint-shaped holes have not been proven to be related to the case. Just because he saw the holes doesn't necessarily mean that he was involved in the incident. You sure about that? Take a good look at the pup's face. He's sweating. He looks pretty sick enough to me. Any 13-year-old would be if they were accused of murder. Justly or unjustly. It looks like he hit the mark. But John doesn't want to talk about it. Both Judge Courtney and John Marsh. If he doesn't like talking, then I can have an idea of my own. Let's stick to tape. Agent Lang, what is your intention? The police have a device that lets you analyze a video footage up close and personal. Oh boy, that again. Agent Lang, you would suspect something enough to go that far? As long as John's lips are sealed, this may be the only way for us to get closer to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, if I'm not mistaken, you have that device with you, correct? Mr. Analysis, ready to go, sir. Now we're talking. Prosecutor Edgeworth, would you please perform this video analysis for us? She wants me to do it. Who knows what kind of faults that Wolfman will find in it. This isn't exactly my strong suit, but I suppose I have no choice. Are there any new clues shown in the video? And we're ending it here.